Welcome back to Angel Angela, and today's topic we are going to be talking about staying no contact and no contact with a narcissist like a boss. It's very important for you guys to remind yourselves why you're not with the narcissist anymore, why you left or why they left you. And it's very important to know that after leaving a relationship, it doesn't matter if it just didn't work out. Most partners have a understanding, or you just know the connection's not there. So you're kind of okay with moving on, and your partner isn't deceiving you and making you believe one thing over and over and over again. It just kind of ends. And that's the difference between having a normal breakup and a breakup with a narcissist. The hard part about staying no contact is going to be when you're isolating yourself because you're very upset and you're very hurt and you feel like no one understands the pain that you're going through, which is incorrect in a sense that, a lot of people are hurting in different ways, but no one can feel your actual pain but yourself. And in those moments, you're going to be upset that you're alone because this person was supposed to be there for you in the way that you feel or you felt at that moment that they were supposed to. So you're going to remember events, you're going to remember places, and conversations that you had with them, and maybe multiple different conversations that you had with them that you can now see clearly that there was something wrong, and you start adding up all these events that lead up to who they were always hiding, the character that they were hiding from you, which is who they truly are. So you're going to have moments where you're going to be angry. You're going to be upset. You're going to even maybe want to seek revenge, which is never the right thing to do, because as bad as this person may have treated you, once you open your mouth and you judge others, you're being judged yourself. So it's just better to leave the situation alone, as much as it hurts, because like I said, there's going to be moments where you're upset. You might even want to build the courage to contact people around them or warn the next supply about this person. But all these flying monkeys, all these people around them, they're brainwashed. They don't really even know why they're doing it themselves. And they also make the mistake of believing that these narcissists won't do the same to them. But I always say, the narcissist is like that child or that teenage boy that stole something, and there was no one else here but you, so it had to be you. But they'll lie. They'll make you believe that they didn't take anything, and they'll even offer to help you look for it. And once you give in and you give up and you feel like defeated, you're not going to find what you were looking for, and you're distressed and you just finally relax, but you're kind of upset, shaking your head, they will come and put their arm around your shoulder and try to console you and, tell you that it's happened to them before too. Somehow they have to make it about themselves. These are the type of people that they are, and they're going to be this way with everyone. They're going to deceive the next supply. They're going to triangulate the next supply. They're going to make them focus on their exes instead of focusing on the actual people that they're dealing with in the present time. So, although they've moved on, they're already planning their next escape with the next person as well. Because it's all an act to them, and they really enjoy being actors. And this is why when you realize that not only did you get cheated out of the relationship and you may have lost yourself because you were focusing on them, but you're feeling as if they're having fun or they're living their life, and you have to deal with this pain. But you really don't. You don't have to deal with anything. And that wasn't love. That wasn't a real honest relationship, because it wouldn't have ended the way it had to end. No one does the type of heinous things that they do to people that they love and they care about. When you love and you care about someone, you don't intentionally hurt them. You're not jealous of them. You don't speak bad about them. So during your stage of rage, because you're going to have a period where you're going to be very angry. You're going to be angry that someone that you cared about discredited everything that you did for them. They didn't appreciate your kindness. And you're going to be very upset. But during this period of time, you have to handle this like a boss, because if not, you're going to let the narcissist win yet again. They feed off your anger. They feed off anything negative, fear, depression. They feed off all those things. They will help bury you if they could, and smile in everyone's faces and tell everyone how much they cared about you. And that actor coming out to play that role in that ceremony is just, the insides of them are just jumping around dancing. So you have to make sure that you handle the no contact like a boss and not feed into anything, because silence comes a long way. I always say this, and I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. During this period of time, this anger will cause problems for you if you don't take the time to kind of sit back, reflect on everything, and understand that not only did they do this to you, but they've done this to every person they've been with, and they're going to, do it to the next person. You have to be reassure yourself of that, and understand that you have the right to be angry, but don't be angry at others for a situation that you were in, because you have to be kind. Other people have also been through stuff, and in that moment, you can lash out at someone, and then they might be going through something, or you might be in traffic, road raging, and you might, get upset in the midst of the moment and cut someone off, or they did something, pathetic, and you react to it because in the moment you're upset. You have so much anger and different emotions, and maybe you just want to get home, and you cut someone off. They might be going through the same thing you're going through, and then they might, do something and cut you off, and then something escalates from there. Or you might hurt someone close to you that's trying to help you, but they don't really understand what you're going through, and they won't. And it's okay. Because you're going to, once you heal, you're going to see life differently because you will be different. And you will be different because you will know who you are now. You will know your boundaries. You will know what love is not. So after feeling anger, you're going to feel sadness, because you might feel as if, this person used information that you gave them to take advantage of you. And then you might reflect on that and start thinking about all the moments where maybe other people have taken advantage of you, maybe a friend, maybe a family member. And you feel hurt because you kind of feel like, why did I deserve this? But everything in life happens for a reason. There's, sometimes you can't understand it right there and then, as bad as it seems. But sometimes you're meant to be there to heal and hurt and heal and help heal other hurt people. Sometimes you're meant to be that friend for someone else, or be the best parent you can be to someone and give them the love that, you felt like was taken from you or was damaged or broken. Everyone plays a special role. Just as well as they were a character, everyone else around you is also a character. It's like you're in a big movie. The people closest to you are, your best friend, or, secondary actors. Then you have strangers as you're walking in the street, and there's people that you see but you're not going to remember when you get home. Those are the extras in your movie. The narcissist that came into your life was the villain. They were the villain, and there's going to be other villains. Even if you kill one villain, there's going to be another one out to attack you. There will always be one. And sometimes you have to put your cape on and be your own superhero for yourself. Spend time with yourself, get to know yourself, and all that pain will eventually heal. A lot of times you start to miss the narcissist, but it's very important for you to boss up and do the no contact like a boss, because you are the boss of your own life. You are the star of your movie. You're the star, the astro. It's your universe. You're an astro, you're a star, and it's very important for you to know how special you are. And this is why someone preyed on your kindness, and this is why the things that come out of their mouth are always going to be, no one's going to love you, no one's going to care about you, no one's going to be there for you. That's why you don't have friends. That's why you don't have family. This is why they say those things, because they know that deep down inside, you have that, or you have the capability of achieving that, because they can't achieve those things without lying to people. So it's very important for you to be very cautious about your anger through your healing. Don't stay in that place, repeating everything. I know it's going to be hard, because you're going to have moments where you're going to remember stuff, and you might go somewhere, or someone might say something, or you might have children and you have a constant reminder, but it's never a child's fault. Never, be very careful getting angry with your child. They didn't ask to be here. As hurt as, some people are, always remember that when someone's hurt, they hurt others. Everyone hurts others in different ways, some worse than others. So it's very extremely important to understand that, and to understand that there's always going to be thoughts that are going to attack your brain. And I remember someone telling me that they call them ants. You know, the once you start thinking about something negative or saying something negative, this person used to say, "Here comes those ants." And I would be like, what are ants? And she said, always negative thinking syndrome. Always negative thinking syndrome. Ants are very tiny and they scatter all over the place. So once you get one thought, another one will come. This is why you start putting the pieces together, right? Then another thought will come. And then next thing you know, you're thinking about a whole nother story. Now you're putting the pieces together that. Now you're thinking about something else. Meanwhile, your whole day just passed you by. Your whole week, month passed you by. And you're still telling yourself that you're strong, but you're scared. You have to get through the scared part. You have to handle no contact like a boss, even if it hurts, because eventually, that pain is only temporary. I know it's easy to hear other people say that they've got through it and things like that. And you're kind of like, okay, but I'm hurting right now. What can I do, Google? No, you can get through it. And you will get through it. And it also hurts to know that, by the time you get through it, these people still, might even crawl back in your life and try to reach out to you. And it's very important to not befriend these people. I wouldn't even co-parent with them, to be honest with you. And I know some people will judge others and say things like, oh, how dare you keep, that person away from, their son or their daughter or whatever. I know some people say things like that and they prosecute you, but they don't understand the level of demonic that these people are. It's very important to do everything through law, because they are those type of people that, either that or leave them alone, pay them no mind, because all they will try to do with your children is get information about you, know everything that's going in your life, pretend to be the cool parent, and then turn them against you, and you were the one that was effed up the whole time. And all you were trying to do was protect them and be the best parent you could be. So it will be times where it's going to, you're going to get those ants scattering all over your brain. But you have to remember that they're just ants. They're not real, and they're not really scattering around your brain. It's just thoughts. It's not who you are. The things that they might have said that you can't achieve, they're not true. Everything, they live in a delusional world. They go from person to person just lying about everything, and then their lies catch up and they know it, but it's not for you to dwell on. It's okay to understand that you have disappointments in life or things, not only did that narcissist disappoint you, maybe other narcissists disappointed you as well, but you are not your past. Even things that might have happened in your childhood, you remember those things, but you don't dwell on them every day. And the narcissist, going no contact with them, eventually it will also process the same way. It's going to be something where you remember them, you remember how deeply, madly in love you thought you were with them, and you're going to remember the moments where you were sad and when the mask slipped and this villain was revealed to you, and you're going to have moments where you wonder why you didn't listen to your instinct, your gut feeling. You're going to have a lot of thoughts, but when those thoughts come again, think to yourself again, these are ants. They're not real, and they're scattering all over my brain right now. Always negative thinking syndrome. And it's so true. These you're not going to live with this pain of this person for the rest of your life. But you will stay stuck if you don't move forward for yourself. You have to be brave. You have to be brave to know that you can keep living, that you have to be grateful for everything. Be thankful that you're waking up every morning, even if you're not feeling too well. You have to tell yourself that you're feeling good, because eventually you will believe it. You will believe you are what you are. And you have to live the life that you want to live. You have to tell yourself those things, even if it's baby steps. And eventually, like I said, they're going to be a distant memory, but it's your job to move on with your life. I mean, you're not going to dwell on something as far as, you can't dwell on your parents' divorce because that was their life. You can't dwell on things that happened in the past, or maybe a car accident and you lost your car and you saved up so much money for it. You can't dwell on those things because they happen. They're not coming back. You learned your lesson. And it's your job to not repeat those things and to understand why all these things have reoccurred in your life until now. Once you learn to shield yourself and protect yourself and protect your circle and the people you keep around you, you realize that you should have been doing that the whole time. And sometimes you might regret it, but most people aren't successful without going through some type of challenges, struggles, and pain to get there. And that's what gave them drive to achieve their success, and you will achieve yours as well. You just have to keep moving forward. You might not feel like going to work. You have to keep going. Find what it is that you want to do, because the narcissist comes and they try to take away your joy because they feed off of that. You might have went into your job, loving your job, and then at the end, you didn't even know why you were doing it anymore. You didn't know, you didn't know, what was your dream job, or, maybe, you wanted to travel the world, and, after leaving now, you don't think about those things anymore. You have to get back into who you are. You have to handle no contact like a boss. And I promise you, things will change and things will start to be better, and you'll start to feel better. Not just, listen to someone tell you, but you'll actually feel better. You have to believe that. So I hope this video helped you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this conversation we just had on not going no contact with the narcissist like a boss. So I'll talk to you guys later on the next one. Bye.